moving on to this next topic, like I said, it's gonna be entertainment wise. We didn't get a chance to touch on it, but Mister, it's the Grammys. We're gonna talk about what happened at the Grammys
Thought it was the
with
Oscars.
is
Oscars.
that what it is? The Oscars. My bad. They all the same thing to me. The Oscars with Mister getting jiggy with it. Nah, 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 nah. What happened with him walking on stage and slapping Mr. Christopher Rock? Like, first of all, we're gonna talk about why the heck he slapped him. It could have been a punch, but whatever. You know, he did his thing. Did his thing. So just kind of giving our thoughts and stuff on that. I am gonna go last because I'm probably gonna have a little bit more to say about this nonsense that happened and who I really think should get checked for this. But it's cool. So let's see who wants to start. Let me go with Vic. Vic looked like he got something to say.
Anyways, all right, cool. So, anyways, again, I understand it's old news or whatever for for people and be like, why talk about it now? But I spoke about it the day after it happened. Again, the guys, were available to talk about it now, so that's I wanted just to get their thoughts and opinions on it, and also like what they thought about where I'm at with this whole situation as well. Listen,
Don't forget to also plug where you talked about it first.
okay, fine, all right, listen. And I got my own channel, you know what I'm saying? I'll be on live on TikTok live at this point. All
There
right.
you go.
So you guys can catch me live there talking about certain topics here and there, and of course sports. So definitely check that out. YouTube as well. Streaming on Twitch whenever I can. And hopefully the fellas will be there as well. So make sure y'all check that out. But on this topic with the Will Smith Chris Rock situation, Chris Rock made a comment. It was a joke. Let's be real. He's a comedian. Like the dude's just there, just cracking jokes. It's nothing. Like, come on, man. Like it's nothing serious. But he made a comment about Jada, Will Smith's wife, about the fact that she's bald, and made a comment about G.I. Jane 2. Again, I'm sure a lot of people don't know about the movie G.I. Jane. I mean, like I said, look it up. You'll see the cover. It's a lady who's bald. I mean, but Jada has some type of ill, sickness or whatever that makes her lose her hair. I don't know how to pronounce what she has. It's alopecia or something like that. I don't know. But I guess Chris Rock made that comment saying like, "Oh, we'll see you in G.I. Jane 2." Will Smith. So the camera looks at Will Smith and Jada. Will Smith is laughing. Jada, on the other hand, is not laughing. So then Will Smith is over here like, haha, looks at Jada, and then he gets up. The camera's back on Chris Rock at this point, and then Chris Rock like, oh, Will Smith comes up with an open hand, smacks Chris Rock, walks away like he did something. Like the way he walked away from it was like, he did what he was supposed to do. Again, like, I don't understand why you would go with an open hand. I mean, you're a fucking grown ass man. I'm the way I look at Will Smith. I mean, I grew up watching Bad Boys. So I'm thinking this nigga, bad dude. You know what I'm saying? So like, yo, you about to go up there and throw some hands.
He said bad.
I'm just.
He said,
I'm.
when you said bad boys, I'm like, I'm thinking Fresh Prince. He said bad boys.
I'm thinking Bad Boys, bro. I'm thinking, him, Martin Lawrence, doing their thing, whatever. Anyways, but still, a grown ass man. I'm not used to seeing a grown ass man slap another man. I'm just saying, like, you throwing hands, you close fists. But I really feel like, yes, I don't think he should. Yes, he shouldn't have put his hands on. I don't think anybody should put their hands on anybody, point blank. All right, let's be real. However, I know that Jada gave him a look. Like, she gave him a look, and that's why he stood up. Because you know what? I don't think if he would have gotten that look, he wouldn't have gotten up. I think he would have addressed it differently, off air or whatever, and be like, "Hey, yo, listen, like, I understand, because Will Smith is a funny dude too. Like, I think he would understand what a joke is, and I don't think he would have taken it this far. But I feel like the things that he's been going through with Jada or whatever, with all the bullshit in the past or whatever, I'm not getting into that shit because that's none of my business. But I feel like he just went up there to obviously stand up for her and show her like, yo, I'm a man, you know what I'm saying? And I'm here to stand up for you as my wife. and then he goes off and yells and says, "Hey, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth," and shit. Like, again, the dude could have just yelled and be like, "Yo, get my wife's name out your mouth." You don't have to get in too deep and be like, "Yo, fucking mouth." Like, I just feel like it was just it was uncalled for. I definitely think he would have addressed it a different way, but I feel like Jada definitely poked the bear, and that's why Will Smith did what he did. So I don't condone what Will Smith did, but I really feel like Jada had a lot to do with this, and a lot of people may not see it because, like I said, the cameras didn't go look. They didn't show how she reacted or the look that she gave to Will. They just saw Will laugh, then they cut back to Chris Rock, and then Will got up and did what he did.
They're posting another video of from the backside.
Yeah, right.
Um, and it showed, Jada was laughing and shit uh
After everything
after it
happened.
was snapping.
Yeah, yep.
Um, I mean, I agree. I mean, this whole thing really is because of her. You know what I'm saying? It it started a while back though.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Rock when he hosted another event, that Will and Jada did not go to because I think um they were in some type of like boycott.
Yeah, it was like
You know
not
what I'm
enough
saying?
black actor nominees or some shit
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they're boycotting it, and he got on there for that, like cracking jokes. Um, Maybe there's a little history behind it. Who knows? But it definitely it is about her. You know what I mean? It's about him trying to stand up and but it's like you can tell dude's like was lost, man. Because after he did it, you see him screaming and saying all those words. He's literally about to break down in tears.
Mm-hmm. He
He's
did too,
shaking,
though.
like his lips are like
Yeah.
quivering, like he's like, what I mean, he snapped.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but to react that way, like that impulsive, is you're not showing somebody you care. You know what I'm saying? Like you're trying to, you're tired of being fucked with at that point. And you think about how social media did Will directly after they released all those or the interview that Jada and him had after her in August. Um, I mean, to the point where he himself, being a comedian, jumped in on it and started posting the videos himself, like to make it light. But that shit's not funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude's heart's broken. Um, and all these other statements. More videos are getting brought up from previous interviews of them. It's a lot of noise. Um, I can Looking back at the past, you could see why, like everything building up, why dude snapped. But slapping a comedian for doing his job, that's unjustifiable. Like you can't do that. That doesn't make any sense, especially with him being a comedian himself
Mm-hmm.
and like he's a talented individual. Like him and Chris know each other. Like he could have just hollered at him in the back,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? And he knows that for sure. I'm still a fan. Um, it's just sad to see, you know what I mean, when you people that you enjoy seeing and
Mm-hmm.
shit do some stupid shit and then can fuck their whole life up. I mean, though, like his career is like almost at the end. Like it's not gonna ruin his career, but that alone is gonna go down. Like Chris Rock said, one of the greatest moments in Oscar history. Like sure enough, everyone's gonna remember it. And then on
Mm-hmm.
top of that, it's just as far as like black people are and shit, awards back in the day, I mean, ain't want black people there. Stupid. No. You know what I'm saying? So like now, like we're assaulting people on fucking stage. Yeah, most of the people scared of us already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
you're right.
so like now they're like, shit, raise the security. Actually, like there's a reason why we took steps to get in that building. You know what I mean? To get those awards, to work for those things. Um, that's a whole nother argument. That's besides the point. That was something I was just like, I had like thoughts about. Um, but it's sad, man. It sucks.
Yeah, but you know that's part of it because there's just two sides to this kind of thing. It's the of course you know he smacked him. It's hilarious. It's funny. You got the jokes. Everyone's like, damn, I can't believe that happened. It was like a shock moment
Mm-hmm.
for everybody out there. It was like, wait, what did that really happen? Like they were saying like they cut the mics. I wasn't watching it live, but you know they said they cut the mics. You go to they cutting it. You can see Will yelling, "Keep my wife's name your mouth," all that stuff. And obviously that went back to like you said, 2016 when Chris Rock made that joke about her boycotting the show, pretty much saying like you can't really boycott something you wasn't invited to. Like you know what I mean? Like
It's just kind of funny.
it is, but you know,
Just
but that's what Chris Rock does, and that is
yeah.
it's something. It's the crazy part about it is Will wouldn't have went up there and did that to Dave Chappelle. I'm gonna say that right now.
Oh nah, he
Steve
smacked the
Harvey
right
was
person.
Yeah, oh yeah, Steve Harvey was up there making a joke like that. Will might have came with the slap. Steve might have caught him
Mm-hmm.
right back with a
He
punch real quick. You know what I
smacked
mean?
the
But
right person.
and again, you just ain't gonna smack Steve Harvey. That's just out of respect. So of course, listen, shit happens. It was one of those wild moments. Like, did this motherfucker just really slap him? Cool. I think two things. Will needs to kind of check himself a little bit. I get it. You overwhelmed. You had a rough, some rough times. Social media been dragging that man through the mud for the past couple of years, just over everything that he's been going through. Um, so I get it. That slap wasn't for Chris Rock, like you said, Sean. It was. I'm tired of being fucked with. I'm tired of everybody fucking with me. My wife's right next to me. She looking at me with a face. I gotta do something. Shouldn't have done that. Should have pulled him aside, or should have just sat your ass in a seat and yelled, "Keep my wife's name out your mouth." You could have yelled that from the seat right then and there,
Yeah.
and did something like that. Like you know, and I think Chris would have respected it from saw him doing it, and he would have calmed down. Things like that. So of course, like I said, it's shocking. Obviously, a lot of people it moved past it. It was shocking, but I think it, on a serious note, is something that kind of overshine the rest of the positive things that came from that. One, like you said, you've been boycotting the Oscars, been mad that blacks haven't been feeling like they're a part of it, like getting these awards and things like that. A lot of people are thinking, oh, the Oscars, Will did this, not the Oscars. There was a performance that weekend from Beyonce performing then. They weren't thinking Will Smith won a fucking Oscar for his King Richard performance. Better yet, and the biggest thing to me, fucking Samuel Jackson got his first Oscar. And no one talks about that. For all the great work that man has done, it got outshined by the fucking slap her around the world. You know what I mean? Like it's like one of those things was like now they giving them a reason to be like, that's why y'all not invited to the table. Because you went up there, you don't know how to act. You can't control what you did. You can't control your anger. You had to get up on stage and do this on the biggest stage possible. Like it makes it worse. So you take all of that minus all the stuff, all the great feats that you know black people got for the Oscar, and it just kind of doop. All we're gonna remember is Will Smith sacked somebody. This is why y'all shouldn't be there. You know, it kind of brings that kind of feeling to it. Um, Again, I get it. Defend your wife. Like I understand, but there's better ways to defend it than and not bring everybody else down with it around you,
Mm-hmm.
because that's really what it felt like. Um, and again, if Chris Rock did not know she had alopecia,
I think he did though.
in that could be an entire different story. I'm not.
Oh
We
no.
wouldn't know 100% if he knew or not. Like I'm not Chris Rock, so I
Yeah.
don't know if he knew or not. Um, Again, he really didn't make a joke towards the disease. He made a joke towards the fact that in GI Jane, the chick had bald hair. Jada Pickett is someone who has rock bald hair her entire career and has
Yeah.
looked good doing. Like I've never heard anybody say anything negative about her having bald hair. Like it's or low cut hair. Yes, it's low. It was lower cut right then and there at that point, but no one's ever said anything about that. We know her like that. So why would he think there's something wrong? Especially if he didn't know. Why would he think there's something wrong? He's just bringing up stuff that everybody already knows. Everybody laughed. Will laughed. You know what I mean? Like, okay, move on. Like he you roast people going throughout the room. That's what you do. You sit at the front of the fucking Oscars, be expected to get roasted. I'm not gonna sit at the front of a comedy club and not expect somebody to make fun of me. That's part of the show. You laugh, ha ha ha, yeah, yeah, yeah. Keep it moving though. Like, you know what I mean? It happens all the time, and I'm sure this isn't the first time Will and his wife have been made fun of at a big show for anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just one of those things where it was really unnecessary. I think it just outshined. Like, me personally, I love Samuel L. Jackson. That's like all his movies are funny. To me, he's a very good actor, and for him that man's like 70 something years old or something at this point. You know what I mean? Like, to get your first Oscar now, that's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just like I would rather be talking about that than talking about the slap. But I get it. It's entertainment. Everybody's gonna talk about the slap.
Yeah, and
So
I mean, I'm sure all of us we don't watch the Oscars, the Grammys.
no.
I'm sure we don't watch any of that. I'm sure there's people who do watch that. Take that shit seriously. I mean, like I said, I don't watch it, but when I woke up the next day and I saw that, I'm like, wait, what the hell? I thought it was a joke. I thought it was like, wait, what? This ain't real. Then I watched it. I'm like, nah, this can't be real. Then continue to just like looking into it more than him yelling at Chris, and I was like, okay, this shit's real. This shit's not no joke.
Yeah.
But like again, I agree with you guys. I agree, like, you don't do shit like that. I think as an adult, you handle that shit differently. You pull the guy aside and just tell the person, hey, yo, listen, I'm not, what you said about my partner or whatever. Like, I didn't agree with that. Can you just like, not do that? That's it. Just it's as simple as that. And I feel like Will Smith would have done that. I really feel like he would have done that. But yes, Will is at fault, of course. I just know from experience that, if I have my lady next to me and a dude is coming at me and talking shit about her, obviously I'm not expecting her to, stand up against the dude, which she will. I'm sure she would. But as, just saying, as the man in the relationship, I'm sure my partner is expecting me to stand up for her and be like, hey, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, leave us the fuck alone. Like, don't talk shit about us. You don't know. Like, that's the point of view that I'm looking at. From Will's perspective. Yes, I wouldn't do something like put my hands on somebody. And like, I was asked by a coworker of my girl, and I was told, like, if a dude slapped my girl's ass, what the fuck am I gonna do? One, I said it depends if my son is there or not, because I'm not trying to do something stupid and my son's there. Plus, I don't want my son to witness anything, that I'm doing that's, wrong, in the wrong. I'm not, I don't want my son to see that or witness that shit. Now, let's say my son's not there. I'm expecting Shireen to slap the dude because I can't slap the dude myself. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I'm putting her at risk if I get into a fight with a dude and then she's there. I mean, the cops are going to arrest me and the other person who got into a fight. Again, for just some dude slapping her ass, I mean, but I'm telling my girl, like, yo, you better slap this motherfucker because I can't touch him. Like, I can't do that. Now, listen, I am a guy, and I think it's normal for a dude to react like that in a way. I would be smarter than that and be like, listen, it already happened. What else can I do about it? Cut his hand off? Like, there's nothing I could do. It already happened. The dude did what he did, and it's just like, yo, I'll just stand my ground and just, be like, dude, like, again, I'm not trying to get into a fight. I'm not this. For what? What's the point of it? What is the fight gonna do?
Too old for that shit now, bro. I think that's really what it is.
But just even in school, bro. Even in school, even if we were in high school, dudes were getting fight for this easily
for no reason.
For no reason. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, maybe we weren't. Maybe at that age we won't be mature enough, and we're just like, because we don't even know if we're gonna be with that girl after high school. You know what I'm saying? So, but dudes would get into a fight for that shit. Me, I don't think I don't even think I would waste my time with that. It happened. I would tell my girl, you better do something about it. Like, I think you can get away with a slap, because even if the dude wanted to call the cops, like, I mean, that's kind of like sexual harassment, in a way. You know, I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm sure she could say that, but then again, like, it's just, what's the point? What are you gonna get out of this, really? But I think as a guy in a relationship with a woman, yes, you're gonna do your part as a man, and you are gonna stand up and say some shit. Is it worth getting your hands dirty? I don't think so. Cause you can, you can get in trouble for this shit. You can get behind bars, and then especially me that I have a son. I don't want my kid to be around that or know that I got into a fight for something so stupid as that. And especially if someone's making fun of my girl, like, okay, it is what it is. It's just words. You ain't hurting my feelings. If you hurt her feelings, then yeah, I'll say what I gotta say. But
But
listen,
you're using your words. Is what
exactly.
that's what you're getting across. You're using your words.
Yeah.
You're not using force.
You
Like,
know.
okay, so let me ask you guys a question though. To go, and Sean, I'll shoot this one to you first. Do you think it was staged? Like, do
No,
you think they may
not
have done it for promotion?
nah, not at all. I think dude's actually in um he's in therapy right now, man.
Oh well.
He
Who?
admitted Will Smith. He admitted himself into in-house therapy willingly. They also banned him for 10 years. I don't think anyone would want to, after getting their first Oscar, to get banned. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was staged.
He got banned before he even fucking
My
got the
thing is
Oscar. To be
this,
honest with you,
huh?
so he got banned before he even knew he won the fucking Oscar, which is
I mean,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. Um, my thing was, um, shit. Was the stage? No, I don't think it was staged. But one thing that kind of raises a big question to me is, are Chris Rock's jokes his jokes?
Mm.
Do they write the host jokes? Because you got to think about it. They rehearse all of these things, comedians, whenever they do their stuff. Now that's a long show. You got
Mm-hmm.
to think commercial breaks as well. Like they're still hosting. So you got to remember people's names. You got to remember the person they're sitting next to and do all these things. So my thing was all of his jokes his jokes, or were some of them written for him?
Some were
Right,
written. You
right.
know,
So what if
some
that
were
one
written.
was written?
He still can. I'm sure he still had the chance to say yes or no
Look
to
it
it.
over. Right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
and still decided to say it. But again, as a comedian,
Yeah,
it's a joke.
I don't think it
Like,
was staged.
people need to stop being so sensitive. And it
Yeah, that
sounds
dude.
mean to say,
Yeah,
but and again, like I said, if it wasn't coming like, I just think he didn't even make a joke about her disease. That's the thing that is really that, like, if he had mentioned that or even said something that
yeah, it
rhymed
would
with
have been
alopecia,
crazy,
then it would
bro.
have came out that way.
Like
No.
right before that, there was also a couple. I mean, they're both actor and actress, and they're sitting next to each other. So Chris Rock is like, "Hey man, just want to let you know, like, if you win an Oscar and she doesn't, you lose." You know what I'm saying? Like that shit's kind of, what I mean? It's funny, but it's like, damn, like they worked their ass off to get to this post, like, and they both have a nominee, and it's like, if she doesn't win, she gonna feel some type. You know what I mean? If he doesn't win, he's
Mhm.
just gonna be happy that she doesn't. So he's like, yo, if you win and she doesn't, like, you both lose. And like some people will get more offended at that shit because it's like, how hard I had to fucking work to get here, and you're gonna stay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just weird, and I don't think it was staged at all. I mean, especially his reaction, the screaming, how his lip was like, how he was like shaking, like
Yeah.
that's rage. You know what I mean? That is rage, bro.
Question for you about that though, because I know you said that that's rage.
Yeah.
What's the chance that that rage is fucking acting? I mean,
No,
they're
it's
actors.
acting. Yeah, yeah, they're actors for sure. I mean that I mean if you're going off a conspiracy theory for sure. Um, but no, I don't think that was staged at all, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
like, yeah, he's a great actor and everything, but like, how the fuck can someone go from laughing to smack at someone, smiling, walking away, to literally like shaking and screaming and cussing on national like television. You know what I'm saying?
Um,
And just be staging something like that. That shit is impulsive, bro. Like, I mean, you've been mad before. You've been really pissed, but I'm sure you're like,
King?
nah, I need to get away. I need to get away from this. And you just like fucking, you know, what I mean, like
no, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Sean's seen me mad before. Remember, I work with Sean. I used to
yeah,
work
but
with
I mean,
Sean.
I seen
Yeah,
you
Sean
pissed,
seen me
but like
mad.
you know, you get away from it. You know what I mean? You don't go. Uh, I don't know. That's some shit. That's like that dude needs help, type shit. Like you see the way he's acting, you're like, you don't see people switch like fucking. I don't know. I
Yeah.
seen it a couple times, like in my life, where you see like a personality, like just like a trigger. You know what I
Mm,
mean? It's just once someone's triggered, and that flip is just, and they lose their shit. But then once they catch themselves really losing it, like it takes something for them to catch it, then they're
yeah.
like, I'm doing too much. And it's like the shit's broken everywhere. You know what I mean? Like you threw something at a wall, like, and that's what woke you up out of this, bro. You just cussed me the fuck out, like, you know? Um, so I think he needs help, bro. I think he needed help a long time ago, but he never went for
All
it.
right. Now I'm
Instead,
at,
he kept doing all this national promotion shit, putting his business out there instead of actually working on himself. That's what happens. Like you lose sight of who you are when you're trying to, you know what I mean, gain, gain, whether it's love, whether it's money, whether it's, you know, an Oscar, or freaking, you know what I mean. You lose sight of who you are because you're just so direct on whatever it was. Let's say he was trying to focus on his marriage, trying to get Jada back, but this shit wasn't going anywhere.
I don't think he ever lost her. I
I think
think
he
they just
did.
had an open relationship,
An
and she made it. And she made it public.
an entanglement.
And she made it public. That's the freaking problem. Now let me ask you this question though, because I did hear rumors of afterwards. Uh, then we'll get a little bit more to the jokey side. I did hear a couple rumors afterwards that this could have been a tactic used to help Chris Rock because you know he got that tour going. I heard after this he had a little bit more sold out shows,
What's that?
and then also that you know Jada has her red talk table thing.
Yeah.
I heard Will Smith was gonna be a guest next again right after
Um,
this. So what is that? What's to say that that wasn't to draw a little bit more views? Just that's
used to the red
just
talk.
saying.
I mean, my thing is this, right? Um, by women, Chris Rock, by most women, Chris Rock is hated right now.
Absolutely,
You know what I mean? He's hated. But by comedians and, you know, most men, Chris Rock is respected because, you know, he's a smaller
as he
guy
should
and
be,
he's doing his job, and
and he's funny.
that's what he
He's
does.
one of he's one of our best comedians.
Yeah, that's what he does. Why would Will Smith, you know what I mean? Will Smith is just once again, you know what I mean, blowing up his name. I don't know why he would do that. What does he gain from this?
Nothing but his wife. Think about what his
That's
wife. Think about
not
what his.
fake, though.
Think about what
No,
his
but it's like,
wife is gaining though.
I mean, she gains publicity, but
That's what the Red Table Talk is all about. You're trying to get views. You think about it. You want your husband just smacked the comedian at the Oscars. Hey, hubby, come on my show.
wait, help Chris Rock's gonna come on the show?
No, hubby. Her husband's gonna now come on her show because Red Table Talk is not Will Smith. He's just gonna be a guest now.
Okay,
So after
yeah,
your husband goes through a big little thing right there, now you're gonna jump on to my show where you know what they're gonna ask. You know what they're gonna talk about. People want to hear the actual fact, just like with his entanglement. Immediate, like he after that entanglement, hopped on the show. You know, that's when he did the crying and all of that stuff on the
I
show and
mean,
everything like that.
if he gets on there, then we can discuss that more. But as of now, you
Yeah.
know, if the dude is where they say he is, and the dude is actually like in inpatient like care for therapy, like, and he ends up going on that show to help her out, that'll be fucking weird to me. But if he is actually like where they say he is, man, the dude needed help.
Okay.
That's what I think. I think he had an issue, bro. I'm telling you, that flip of the switch shit, that shit's real, bro. Like I've seen that a couple times with people.
I just think,
That shit's
I
it's
just think,
not.
I don't know. I just don't think it was a flip. I think that switch has just always been on. And like you mentioned at the beginning of like what you were saying, he was just ready to unleash it
Yeah,
on the first person that said something. So it could have been the dude sitting next to him and they're like, "Hey, I saw you August outside." I think he would have just automatically punched
yeah,
that dude
just
too and
lost his
just took it
shit.
out on him. Yeah. So I think that. Any last words, Vic?
Nah, I mean, I mean, like I said, I don't think it was right of him to do what he did. I do understand what Sean is saying about like people just you know just blow up. Sometimes they just hold so much shit in and then they just blow up on the wrong person. Uh, I don't want to say I've been one of those people. I think I've been more able to listen. Don't get me wrong, yo. There's times where I've like thrown a fist at a punching bag and it feels real fucking good. I'm just being completely honest. Like sometimes just like there's actual places where you can go and like smash shit up just to
Oh
take.
yeah, they got that place, yo, for
Yeah,
real.
and like I've seen people, I've seen people do it, and it looks like a lot of fun. Like you get a lot of aggression out. You know what I'm saying? So if that's therapy, just to let your shit out. Sometimes even yelling, screaming, like or whatever. Like
Yeah.
I think it's okay. I don't think it's bad. I think it's better to let it out than hold it in because you're gonna fucking hurt somebody that you love. You're gonna fucking disrespect somebody, and we're gonna be like, where the fuck did that come from? Like I've talked about on my lives about the bullying shit, and like we all listen. I think we all crack jokes here. You know, maybe Hakeem is not having a good day, and I crack a joke at him, and he just fucking goes off on me, and I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? I'm like, because I don't know what he's going through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I've said it on my live. It's like, yo, listen, if you guys are going through some shit and you're hanging around with your crew, and that all y'all guys do is just joke around, and I think it's best that you let the people around you know, like, hey, listen, I'm not having such a good day. Let's try to like keep the jokes to a minimum, or just cut it off, or just take some space and be like, hey, yo, fellas, listen, I'm not gonna be able to chill with you guys, whatever. Y'all don't have nobody has to get into details. We don't need to know everybody's business and shit like that. It's best to just address it right there and then before you ruin a friendship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, so like I said, yeah, Will's definitely going through some shit. But at the end of the day, you a celebrity. You putting your shit out there, so just know like it's gonna be talked about. So this shouldn't be something that is new to you because you're a celebrity. You're putting your business out there, and this is when it comes to like the cyber bullying bullshit. Like you're pretty much on social media 24/7, and people are coming at you, and you're reading all these comments, and you're letting this shit get to you. Again, you put your shit out there. You put your content out there. So just know that there's people out there who love to fucking troll, and fuck with you and say comment about you, the way you look, the way you act, the way you talk, all types of shit. So, to me, that's just like if you're letting that shit get to you, you shouldn't. I think like come on, I think people are smart enough to be able to handle situations like that. Like, come on, like what are you
At
getting?
his age, sure.
You know what I'm saying. So, but I like shit happens. At first, I thought it was staged. Don't get me wrong, I really thought it was. But when you continue to watch it more, the emotion from Will, the way he was yelling, like that, that was pain. That was
Mhm.
you can tell. Like I could feel for him for in a way. And then I'm blocking all the bullshit in the past. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going by that particular moment. Because like I said, like what they're doing in the relationship and all that shit, like a lot of people were bringing that shit up. Like he should have smacked August. He should take all his energy on that situation. But I'm like, yo, I can guarantee you that their relationship was open, and I'm sure Will Smith did his thing on his end, and Jada did her thing. Like,
Uh, right on his other half of the house, I'm sure.
I'm just saying, you know. So that's why I'm like, I was telling people, like, I'm not getting into that because, again, you guys are looking at it from Jada's point of view. You don't. I guarantee you, Will Smith was doing his thing. I put everything on that, but it is what it is, you know. But it's just a topic that I thought I was saying, just to, get your feel on it, what you guys thought, you know. So
No, it was
Yeah,
definitely a
I
good
seen Chris
topic.
Rock when he responded to him and stuff. When you know, he's like, keep your wife's name out your fucking mouth the second time, and Chris Rock's like, I'm going to. Like you saw
it
him
was,
like
yeah,
lean
yeah,
forward.
yeah, it was just a
He's like,
joke, dude. Like,
yeah, I'm going to, nigga. Like, what? And you knew he wanted to say like, yeah, I'm going to. Like, what's wrong with you? But, like, and then he just stopped, shook his head, and was like,
that he was all right, well, let's get to the
because
Good for
nominees,
him.
it's
yo.
weird. They were
Good,
cut.
n- good pivot for him though. He was able to get it back on track. You
He
know, he
was,
took
because
that
that shit
strap
was,
like a champ. He said smack, turned right back to him. You know, Will even walking away. Fix my jacket. Well, he ain't
fix his
coming
That
down.
damn
He
jacket.
saw that. He saw
that
that
was
quick. Like he ain't
crazy.
coming up, right? All right,
Yeah,
let me just
yeah,
keep going.
yeah.
He
Oh yeah, he
he
did
checked
turn his
back to
back to
see.
see.
Yeah, no, he turned back to see. Cause I mean, some people get a delayed
Oh,
reaction. You get slapped, you like, did he just do start
oh
walking
yeah,
away?
I'm gonna beat his ass.
Right, and then you go at him like, well, new. Let me check back. Let me make sure that ain't gonna happen. I'll if we ain't got nothing else more on it, I'll definitely close it though. No, it was definitely like I said. I just think it outshined a lot of stuff, great stuff that happened that night. So
That's
if
crazy.
you're,
Man. I really
yeah,
didn't know that Samuel won the damn Oscar either, bro.
it's
That's
crazy.
wild, bro.
It's crazy. So like, I just want people to know, congrats to Samuel Jackson. Congrats to Will. He won with the movie King Richard. I got Zayda out there, my daughter out there playing tennis. So I know what it's like sometimes to feel proud. So shout out to them for winning the Oscars. Shout out to Beyonce for that performance she did in Compton while she was out there. It was just like I said, a great night. A lot of African Americans got a lot of shine that night. Just minorities in general got a lot of shine that night.